People coming out of the fields down in in Charlotte, Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia. It's not just about who gets to vote or making it easier, as we used to try to do to make people eligible to be able to vote. It's about who gets to count the vote, whether your vote counts at all. I noticed some of you were looking at it. I thought you were wondering, how does he know the black national anthem? Well, because I sat in a black church after going to 7 o'clock Mass. I happen to be a practicing Catholic. At 10 o'clock on the east side, getting ready to go out and desegregate restaurants and movie theaters in my state. And finally, we continue to confront the oldest and darkest forces in this nation, hate and racism. You know, there's a through line from Owensboro massacre that happened 53 years ago that killed 3 students for whom this very area, this very arena is named, to darkness that pierced the grace of Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston, which I visited right afterwards 6 years ago, to the torches, those you ever think you'd see in the modern times, people coming out of the fields down in in Charlotte, Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia, carrying torches and Nazi banners, screeching most anti-Semitic and anti-black rhetoric in history. Hundreds and hundreds of them. And when asked, the guy who had this job before, when asked what he thought about it, he said, well, there's some very good people there. Hell, very good people. They're racist, they're fascist. And folks, that was 4 years ago. I never thought I'd see that in my career. The violent and deadly insurrection on Capitol Hill 11 months ago on January the 6th. I'm going to say something self-serving. I'm supposed to know an awful lot about foreign policy. I've known every major world leader in the last 40 years. I've spoken to over 140 heads of state since I've become president. You know what they all ask me? Is America going to be all right? What about democracy in America? Did you ever think you'd be asked that question by another leader? I'm not exaggerating, gentlemen. Leader of China, Xi Jinping, who I've met with more than any other world leader, and Putin, both are very straightforward. Say democracies can't function in the 21st century because things are too complicated. They move too fast in time to get a consensus, which democracies require. That's why autocracies will rule the day. Folks, this is a troublesome time, but it's a significant opportunity. Jim and I have engaged in civil rights work for our entire careers, him more consequential than me. Despite all the laws enacted through the struggles we knew we could make progress. But one of the things I thought, and Jim probably didn't, but I thought, Jim, when we had some of those major victories, we'd finally crossed the threshold. But what I didn't realize is you can defeat hate, but you can't eliminate it. It just slides back under a rock. And when given oxygen by political leaders, it comes out ugly and mean as it was before. We can't give it any oxygen. We have to step on it. We have to respond to it. It's not who we are. People coming out of the fields down in in Charlotte, Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia.